Who's the greatest songwriter?
I don't know. You got to talk about Merle Haggard and Hank Williams. And then you start guessing. You got Chris Christopherson and Billy Joe Shaver.
Welcome back to Stars Rewind. Willie Nelson, not just a living legend of music, but a man who has faced countless storms. The smash hits that have captivated millions are merely the surface of a life filled with turmoil. Behind the spotlight lies a series of turbulent marriages, devastating losses, and a fierce battle with the IRS that nearly wiped out all his assets. So, what has helped Willie Nelson overcome it all, keep his passion alive, and continue to shine? His life is an extraordinary journey, filled with untold stories. If you want to dive deeper into the secrets behind this resilient artist, hit the subscribe button now. And don't miss a single detail of Willie Nelson's emotional journey and other stories we'll reveal. Early life. Willie Nelson, one of the great icons of American music, was not born into luxury or the spotlight. He entered the world on April 29, 1933, in the small town of Abbott, Texas. But from the moment he opened his eyes, Willie's life was tinged with tragedy. His mother, a young woman named Merle Marie, abandoned the family shortly after his birth, leaving him and his sister Bobby under the care of their father, Ira Doyle Nelson, a poor mechanic. Yet fate didn't let him stay long with his father either. Soon after, Ira also left, abandoning the two children in the hands of their grandparents, who became Willie's first source of musical inspiration. Willie's grandparents, while not famous musicians, had an admirable musical background. They were humble, hard-working people, but they had once taught music in Arkansas, bringing that passion with them to pass on to Willie and Bobby. And there, in the small rooms of a country house in Texas, the first sounds of a guitar began to ring out. At the age of just 6, Willie received his first guitar from his grandfather, a gift that carried more than material value. It was a symbol of the beginning of a grand journey. But Willie's life was never a bed of roses. When his grandfather passed away from pneumonia, it left a deep sadness in young Willie's heart. The love for music and guidance that his grandfather had provided disappeared overnight, leaving Willie with only a guitar and the determination to carry on alone. Other children in town might have been crushed by grief, but not Willie. He spent long days with his guitar, learning to turn his pain into music, writing his first song at just 7 years old. And from there, Willie's musical path began to take shape, not with applause or recognition, but with nights spent performing in local honky-tonks and small church gatherings. Willie played the guitar, singing hymns alongside Bobby, and, together with the poor working folks, he labored in the cotton fields, earning pennies to survive. Life was so tough that the family often had to pick cotton by hand just to get by. But Willie knew that music was the only way to escape this life of poverty. Could a poor boy from Texas really change his destiny with nothing but music? When you listen to Willie Nelson's famous hits today, it's hard to believe he grew up in such hardship, where music was the only light in a dark life. If you're moved by Willie Nelson's challenging yet resilient beginnings, share your thoughts by leaving a comment. And don't forget to hit subscribe to continue exploring the extraordinary journey of this legendary figure. Early career. Willie Nelson's career didn't begin with roaring applause or dazzling stage lights. It started with long nights performing in dusty honky-tonks and small shows at local churches. After graduating high school in 1950, Willie tried his hand at various jobs to make ends meet, from factory work to waiting tables, and even working as a DJ at local radio stations. Yet his heart always leaned toward music, the only path he believed could lift him out of poverty. Despite struggling to make a living, Willie never gave up on his dream of music. He recorded his songs in makeshift studios, hoping that one day someone would recognize his talent. In 1956, Willie recorded his first 2 songs, The Storm Has Just Begun and When I've Sung My Last Hillbilly Song. However, these early efforts failed to attract the attention of major record labels, forcing Willie to travel from Texas to California and back to Nashville, the heart of American music, to continue chasing his dream. But luck didn't seem to be on Willie's side at that time. Nashville in the 1950s and 1960s was a fiercely competitive market, where young artists like Willie had to fight endlessly for a chance to shine. Although some local songwriters recognized his talent, Willie faced rejection from numerous major labels, forcing him to return to temporary jobs just to survive. The first major turning point in Willie's career came in 1960 when he wrote the song "Family Bible," one of his first hits. To provide for his family, he sold the song's rights for only $50. But the song quickly became a big hit when performed by Claude Gray, marking the first sign that Willie's songwriting had real appeal. Soon after, Willie moved to Houston, Texas, where he met Larry Butler at the Esquire Ballroom, a well-known club in the local music scene. Larry gave Willie a $50 loan to help him get on his feet and landed him a job as a DJ at a local radio station. From there, Willie began making his mark in the music world. He wrote and sold several songs, including "Nightlife," which later became one of his most famous songs. In 1961, Willie finally secured a recording contract with Liberty Records after Hank Cochran, a well-known songwriter in the industry, discovered his talent. His first song under the Liberty label was "Willingly," a duet with his second wife, Shirley Colley. This recording quickly became a hit, marking his first real recognition in the Nashville music scene. The song was followed by "Touch Me," another hit that reached the top 10, further establishing Willie Nelson as a talented songwriter. However, Willie's career wasn't all smooth sailing. Despite making some strides, Nashville, the capital of country music, didn't easily open its doors to artists with a distinctive style like his. Willie's creative and unconventional approach to music didn't fully align with what was known as the Nashville sound, a popular country style at the time that focused on mass-produced music with polished sounds. Willie often felt trapped, struggling to satisfy the demands of the record labels while preserving his unique musical identity. Becoming a legend, Willie Nelson's career truly exploded in the 1970s, marking the moment when he evolved from a promising songwriter into a legendary figure in American music. After years of relentless struggle to make a name for himself, Willie finally found his own path, a unique road that propelled him to the pinnacle of country music. After years of living in Nashville and facing the pressures from major record labels, Willie made the bold decision to return to Texas in the early 1970s. He moved to Austin, a city rapidly becoming the center of outlaw music, where artists were unafraid to challenge traditional musical norms. In Austin, Willie not only found creative freedom, but also discovered a new audience, people who embraced the independence and distinctiveness of his music. It was here that the outlaw country movement began to take shape and spread. Willie, along with Waylon Jennings, sparked a small revolution in country music with this movement. No longer bound by the rigid standards of the Nashville sound, their music became something different, stronger, rawer, and closer to real life, telling stories of rebels, love, loss, and the freedom they pursued. This is what made outlaw country a phenomenon, captivating millions of listeners. Willie's groundbreaking album Shotgun Willie in 1973 is considered one of his most iconic works. It marked a powerful transition from a songwriter searching for his voice to an artist unafraid to break all musical boundaries. Though the album wasn't a huge commercial success, it solidified Willie's artistic reputation within the industry. The hit song Whiskey River from this album also became one of his classics, and from there, his music began to garner greater attention from the public. But perhaps no work defined Willie Nelson's name more than his 1975 album Red-Headed Stranger. This was a concept album, a cohesive work centered around a unified story about a man dealing with love and loss. With its minimalist, rustic style of just guitar and piano, the album took the music industry by surprise. Initially, Columbia Records was hesitant to release it, thinking it was too simple, but Willie proved that music didn't need to be complex to touch people's hearts. Red-Headed Stranger became a massive success, achieving both commercial and artistic acclaim. The song Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain from the album earned Willie his first Grammy Award for Best Male Country Vocal Performance. This opened a new chapter in his career, and from that point on, Willie Nelson became one of the top artists in American country music, beloved worldwide. The success of Red-Headed Stranger wasn't just a stepping stone, it marked the birth of an independent Willie Nelson, someone who dared to defy rules and create new standards. His influence didn't stop at music. He ventured into acting, appearing in famous films such as Honeysuckle Rose, 1980, and The Electric Horseman, 1979. With his natural, relatable acting style, Willie not only won over music fans, but also captivated movie audiences. In the 1980s, Willie continued to conquer the charts with a string of successful albums. Notably, he teamed up with Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, and Kris Kristofferson to form the band The Highwaymen. The collaboration between these four country legends became a global music phenomenon, solidifying their unbeatable status in the hearts of fans. Hits like Highwayman and Desperado's Waiting for a Train quickly became symbols of freedom and rebellion in country music. Even at the height of his fame, Willie Nelson never forgot his roots and values. He co-founded Farm Aid, a charitable music event raising awareness and funds for American farmers. This wasn't just an important step in his artistic career, but also a testament to Willie's kindness and commitment to the community. So, what stands out to you most about Willie Nelson during this phase of his career? Is it his boldness in music or his defiance of rigid musical rules? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to continue exploring the fascinating life and career of Willie Nelson and other legends in music. Personal life. Willie Nelson, known for his free-spirited and rebellious persona on stage, has a personal life filled with emotion and tragedy. His life story is not only one of remarkable musical success, but also one of harsh challenges in marriage, family, and heartbreaking loss. Willie has been through 4 marriages, with each relationship leaving a profound mark on his life. His first wife, Martha Matthews, was his youthful love. They married in 1952 when Willie was only 19. However, their relationship quickly faced turbulence due to Willie's freewheeling lifestyle. The marriage lasted a decade but ended in divorce in 1962, leaving Willie with 3 children, Lana, Susie, and Billy. Martha Matthews was a strong-willed woman, and at one point, Willie recalled that she once tied him up in a blanket and beat him with a broom in a fit of anger. This incident highlighted the tensions in their relationship. Shortly after his split from Martha, Willie entered into a relationship with singer Shirley Collie, who became his second wife in 1963. This marriage also didn't last long, as personal issues and infidelity began to threaten Willie's family life. Shirley discovered that Willie had a child with another woman, Connie Kupke, when she received a hospital bill for the child by mistake. This led to their divorce in 1971. Willie's third marriage to Connie Kupke was another turbulent chapter. They married shortly after his split from Shirley and had 2 daughters together, Paula and Amy. Although Connie stood by Willie during some of his most successful years, his rebellious and free-spirited lifestyle once again took its toll on the relationship. They officially divorced in 1988 after 17 years of marriage. But it wasn't until his 4th marriage to Annie D'Angelo, a makeup artist Willie met on the set of Stagecoach in 1986, that he truly found peace and happiness in love. Despite Willie's reputation for being hard to tie down, his relationship with Annie was entirely different. They married in 1991 and had 2 sons together, Lucas and Micah. Annie wasn't just a devoted wife, but also a trusted business partner, helping Willie run Willie's Reserve, their cannabis company, as the industry began to boom. What made their relationship special was Annie's understanding of Willie's need for freedom. and she stood by him through both his career and family life. However, Willie also faced unimaginable pain in his personal life. On Christmas Day in 1991, his son Billy was found dead in his home in Nashville, Tennessee. He had taken his own life at the age of 33, ending a life that, despite moments of happiness, was filled with turmoil and suffering. This tragedy struck at a time when Willie was already grappling with financial difficulties and personal struggles, making the shock even more unbearable. Billy was a talented musician, often performing with his father and even recording in some of Willie's music projects. In one memorable moment, Billy and Willie performed a gospel song together in Dayton, Ohio, a highlight of their father-son relationship and a testament to Billy's musical talent. In 1991, they worked together on a gospel album titled Peace in the Valley, a project that Willie cherished due to Billy's involvement. Yet Billy's life wasn't only marked by joyful moments on stage. He battled alcoholism, a struggle he couldn't overcome. His final years were marked by difficulties in controlling his addiction and its serious consequences. In 1990 alone, Billy was arrested 4 times for driving under the influence. Despite attempts at rehabilitation, Billy couldn't escape the vicious cycle of addiction. Billy's death left an indescribable pain for Willie Nelson. He once said it was the most heartbreaking shock he had ever experienced, and that he had never faced a loss as devastating. Willie didn't just lose a son, he lost a musical partner, someone he loved and shared a deep passion for music with. After Billy's death, Willie paused production on Peace in the Valley, a project that had once been a source of pride for both father and son, but now brought only pain. However, with time, Willie decided to complete the album as a way of honoring his son's memory. In 1994, he released the album under the title The Gospel Truth, a tribute to Billy. This event left a profound mark on Willie, making him reflect on life with a new perspective. He shared that his belief in reincarnation and rebirth helped him cope with the dark period. It showed that Willie Nelson, the artist who often seemed strong and free, could also be broken by loss. But Willie's personal life hasn't been all sorrow. In 2012, he discovered that he had a daughter he never knew about. His old friend Mary Haney re-entered his life and revealed that they had a daughter together named Renee. Not only that, Renee had a daughter named Noel, and Noel also had a child, adding another grandchild to Willie's family. Willie quickly embraced them as part of his family and took pride in this unexpected expansion. Willie Nelson's life is a complex blend of love, loss, and unexpected joys. Through all the ups and downs, he has maintained resilience and compassion, qualities that have helped him survive the many challenges he's faced. So what stands out to you the most about Willie Nelson's personal life? Is it his resilience in the face of loss, or the way he dealt with the storms in his marriages and family? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe to continue following along as we explore more stories about the lives and careers of legends like Willie Nelson. Ups and downs in his career. At the height of his career, Nelson wasn't just a musical icon, but also a symbol of freedom, embodying the spirit of rebellion against societal norms. However, this freedom also led him into legal troubles, from tax debts to arrests related to drug possession. In the 1980s, Willie Nelson faced one of the biggest crises of his life when the IRS launched an investigation into his finances. The trouble started when Nelson entrusted his financial management to an accounting firm. Instead of optimizing his taxes, the firm used tax shelter schemes that were later deemed illegal. In 1984, the IRS discovered that Nelson had used investments in tax shelters to reduce his taxable income for years, and as a result, he faced a massive tax debt. Unfortunately, Nelson himself was unaware of these activities. When the situation came to light, the IRS recalculated his tax debt, adding penalties and interest, which ballooned the total to over $32 million. An enormous sum even for a star of Nelson's caliber. To recoup the debt, the IRS seized most of Nelson's assets, including his homes, vehicles, and personal belongings. They even ordered his possessions to be auctioned off to help cover the debt. Nelson was left nearly bankrupt, with nothing but his prized guitar, Trigger, which his daughter had sent to Maui before the IRS could confiscate it. But Willie Nelson didn't give up. In what seemed like a hopeless situation, he devised a bold plan to pay off his debt. He released a special album titled The IRS Tapes, Who'll Buy My Memories, in 1992, with all profits going toward paying off his tax debt. Though the album's sales didn't meet expectations due to a comical advertising mistake, Nelson wore a shirt with the wrong phone number in the promotional video. His upbeat attitude and humor in facing adversity endeared him even more to fans. Eventually, with the help of friends, family, and loyal fans, Nelson successfully negotiated his debt down from $32 million to $6 million, and by 1993, he had paid it off. Fans even bought back the auctioned items and returned them to Nelson, demonstrating their respect and admiration, not just for the artist but for the man himself. Aside from his IRS troubles, Willie Nelson is also well known for his legal run-ins involving drug use, especially marijuana. A vocal advocate for cannabis legalization, Nelson has been arrested numerous times for possession of the drug. The first arrest happened in 1974 in Dallas, Texas, when he was found in possession of marijuana. However, this was just the beginning of a series of legal incidents related to marijuana throughout his career. In 1977, during a trip to the Bahamas with his close friend and fellow musician Hank Cochran, Willie was arrested again for marijuana possession in his luggage. Although he was quickly released, the incident resulted in his ban from returning to the Bahamas. In 2006, Nelson was arrested once again when police found 1.5 pounds of marijuana and more than 3 ounces of psychedelic mushrooms on his tour bus in Louisiana. Surprisingly, 4 people on the bus, including his manager and his sister, took the blame for Nelson. The case ended with a minor fine, but it underscored Nelson's enduring rebellious image, regardless of his age. In 2010, Nelson was arrested in Texas when police discovered 6 ounces of marijuana on his tour bus. This incident became more amusing when a prosecutor suggested that instead of going to jail, Nelson could sing "Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain" in court to get a lighter sentence. Although the judge later rejected the idea, it remains a memorable story in Nelson's string of legal troubles. Despite facing considerable ups and downs, both in his career and personal life, Willie Nelson has always managed to rise after every fall. His career is not just a story of music, but also a story of indomitable spirit, of overcoming the unimaginable to maintain his passion and zest for life. What strikes you the most about Willie Nelson's journey? Is it his perseverance, his optimism, or his relentless fighting spirit? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to follow more inspiring stories like Willie Nelson's. Current life. Willie Nelson is not only one of the most influential artists in American music, but also a cultural icon and a relentless advocate for the values he believes in. Throughout his career, Willie Nelson has achieved countless remarkable accomplishments. He has released more than 70 studio albums and dozens of collaborations with other artists. Songs like "Crazy," "On the Road Again," and "Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain" have become timeless classics, beloved not only by country music fans, but by music lovers around the world. Nelson's unique singing style and his talent as a songwriter set him apart, crafting songs filled with lyrical depth and a free-spirited essence. In 1993, Nelson was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, one of the most prestigious honors a country artist can receive. In 1998, he was awarded the Kennedy Center Honors, recognizing his immense contributions to American culture and the arts. By 2015, he received the Gershwin Prize for Popular Song from the Library of Congress, a testament to his undeniable songwriting prowess. He was also one of the key figures in shaping and advancing the outlaw country genre, a rebellious movement that stood in contrast to the traditional Nashville country music sound. Along with artists like Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash, Nelson breathed new life into country music, making it more accessible to younger audiences and listeners across the globe. Beyond his musical success, Willie Nelson has been a prominent figure in social and charitable causes, particularly in advocating for farmers and promoting environmental and personal freedom campaigns. He co-founded Farm Aid, a nonprofit organization established in 1985 to support family farmers in the U.S. Farm Aid benefit concerts have raised millions of dollars to help struggling farmers, providing them with the resources to keep their farms running amid the growing challenges of the agricultural economy. Additionally, Nelson has been an active participant in environmental campaigns, supporting organic farming and advocating for renewable energy. He even powers his famous tour bus with biodiesel, which not only reflects his environmental consciousness, but also serves as part of his broader campaign to raise awareness about protecting nature. Now, at 91, Willie Nelson shows no signs of slowing down. Although age has brought health challenges, he continues to perform and engage in charitable activities, not just as an artist, but as a tireless advocate for the causes he believes in. Every time he steps onto the stage, he brings the same passion and enthusiasm as he did in his early days. In 2023, Nelson celebrated his 90th birthday with a legendary concert at the Hollywood Bowl, drawing thousands of fans and famous artists alike. Willie Nelson continues to release new albums and perform at charity concerts, especially at the annual Farm Aid events. With his optimism and determination to overcome any challenges, Nelson has proven that age is just a number. He remains devoted to his love of music and his commitment to the values he holds dear, from his musical career to his social activism. In recent years, Nelson has faced several health challenges, including lung treatments and other age-related illnesses. However, he has kept his positive outlook and continues to compose, perform, and engage in charitable work. He often shares that music is his greatest motivation for overcoming hardships, and staying connected with his audience remains a vital part of his life. Patrick Duffy not only left his mark in the entertainment industry, but his life journey has inspired countless people. Through the ups and downs, the losses, and moments of hope, he has shown great resilience and deep compassion. If this story has touched your emotions, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments so we can honor the legacy Patrick Duffy has left behind. Don't forget to share this video with those who also admire him, and remember to hit the subscribe button to follow more inspiring stories about Hollywood stars. See you in the next video.